Is this thing actually on? I hope so. Get the right angle here. Don't want this to look like Garboni. No, I gotta get that crucifix in the background. Man, this is a strong day. There we go. Hello everybody and welcome to Benedictusdominustalk Isolation from Quarantine and COVID edition. I attempted to do a vlog a few weeks ago. I still have some of those clips, so we'll definitely throw those into this video. I don't know when, you might just see them out of the blue. 98 degrees.
It's already a lot about it.
Oh yeah? Look at that. Wait, let's refocus. Here we go. Refocus. Today I had to get tested for coronavirus. There's been cases at the House of Formation, and so yesterday and today I started having some symptoms of it. I had 100.5 fever today, and I was like, it's time to get tested and bounce. So I did, and now I'm isolating at Newman University. It's called Merlini Hall. They have a great program here to isolate people that might have symptoms or might have COVID or whatnot. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for test results, kind of just hanging out, trying to motivate myself to read a little bit, but I'm horrible at that. So I'm sitting in front of my iPhone just talking, which is just even weirder, but who knows, whatever. But anyways, I'm in this spacious room. It's huge. It's all to myself. It's way bigger than the room I have at the house. I'd say it's about twice as big, which is really odd to think about, but it's definitely not as cozy. My room is definitely much more cozy at the house. Something, you gotta hit a good serious note here at Benedictusdominus every now and then. You gotta throw in something good, and I'm challenging myself to think of a specific intention or person or thing to pray for. There's so many things going on right now in the world, and people I want to and desire to pray for, but currently figuring out who to focus on and pray for, especially. These conditions are not ideal at all, but it's the world we live in and precautions that we need to take. So every time I have the feeling that I just want to say this sucks, complain about the food or being away from the guys or being away from mass. There's so much spiritual good that I can offer with that. If I just say, prayed for this, offered for that, and look at it through through the eyes of just being happy and grateful, because 2020, I want to make a video at the end of this year, but then again I said I want to make videos about everything, and we only make about a third of those. But anyways, this year's been crazy. There's so much that I would say that just hasn't gone as planned. And then this is just kind of the next part of that. I did not expect to get coronavirus, period. So I take a lot of good precautions and whatnot. And I'm not mad at any one person for getting COVID, but this kind of sucks. But you know what? We're made for the times that we're put in, I saw an inspirational quote, and I can't quote it word for word, but it was something along the lines of, your circumstances don't determine where you go, but where you start. And just looking at where you're at can definitely show and help you move forward and not get stuck. When we first got into quarantine mode, we didn't make a lot of videos during that time. We made one or two, but when I was in quarantine mode, it was like, I just felt like I was going in circles. Just like, man, this stinks. Like, I want to be doing what I was normally doing right now. And man, right now, I would just love to be hanging out with other seminarians at the House of Formation right now. But it is what it is. That's what my dad threw that out me today. I called him and I was telling him about everything. He's like, it is what it is. Just gotta keep moving forward and keep going. So yeah, this week I'm gonna take you, hopefully it'll be quick, but whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. I'll just kind of take you throughout the day, the life of being in isolation and quarantine from coronavirus here, the House of Formation and at Newman University.
Good morning. Today is day 1 or 2 of isolation here. And yeah, boy, I don't feel the greatest, but I don't feel that bad. I mean, I'm blessed and I'm handling this all right, but currently I am watching Mass at the House of Formation right now. Looking pretty good. And then in the meantime, I'm praying to Divine Office for the day. So I will check in with you later, or, well, I guess you all will. It won't be very much later to you guys because this will all be in one big video, but yeah. Let's see how this goes. Let's go.
So, I'm officially one of the guys at the House of Formation that I will be able to say forever, I got COVID. Yeah. We have about 9 or 10 right now active. One of the guys is actually going to get to go home here in like a few hours, which good for him. But I get to start this journey anew. And yeah, it's really cold in here. I mean, I get to control the temperature, but I've been wearing my hoodie quite a bit, just stand the walk. Man, I'm making no sense right now. This is probably gonna end up in the bloopers reel, or you won't ever see it. No. Cool.
Oh wait, I can't look like a slob on the vlog. Oh, kind of rhymes. So I just got tested positive, as I said earlier. And so now that means I get to socialize with the other people who are tested positive, and we're eating some lunch. We got some chicken, and I've already eaten, devoured it. I'm hungry. So yeah. No more isolation, just quarantine.
No, it's isolation.
True, it is isolation. So I may have reached the peak of just already starting to lose it. Maybe it's just COVID, but I've already found a way to entertain myself a little bit. This is day 3, and I have an odd way of entertaining myself. Check it out. So all of our food comes saran wrapped so it doesn't leak everywhere. And I'm starting to make a ball. I'm a little not ashamed, just embarrassed to say that I'm starting to make a huge ball with it. And I'm throwing it like a baseball against the wall. I'm losing it. Someone come rescue me. And yes, before anybody sends in the comments, yeah, I did play baseball. I was never a pitcher, but I was a catcher, so I had to know a little bit about pitching. That's why it looks like I'm professional, but could have gone D1, but yeah, no, I couldn't have gone D1, but yeah. So I was sitting in my class today, and I heard the knock. It's one of the best things that we hear at least 3 times a day here. And let me show you what this knock is. You see, I come to my door. Boom. I've got food. It's time to eat. Let's go. As you know, I'm making a saran wrap ball, and it got a little bit bigger over after lunch. I got a couple of guys' saran wrap, and well, just got tonight. We'll make this. You know, we'll do that later. We'll do it later. Yeah. Get some food. Oh my gosh. I can kind of smell again. I'm getting better. This is awesome. I can almost smell it. I can kind of. Boy, the little things that just make you excited. Yeah. Oh boy, let's go. I'm gonna turn this off while I devour this meal. Good old charger here. That can go right there. Yeah. You know, I'm looking around right now and I look at my camera roll and I'm like, ooh, I don't have a lot of videos for this vlog. Granted, I've never really vlogged before, but putting a lot of fun into it. It's kind of fun. It kind of takes some time, or takes my mind off things. But right now I look around me as well, and there's not much luck going on. There's just rest, schoolwork, and prayer, and maybe even hanging out with some of the people around. Not much. It's just kind of our day-to-day lives here, as I'm horribly referring to it as the COVID jail. The jail has been going through my mind a lot lately. You know, I've really kind of focused on kind of looking at this whole time here as not looking at it as a jail, but as an opportunity to spend time with the Lord in a weird, different way. Being here in this room of isolation from the outside world. I haven't gone outside in 2 days, which is very odd. And today it was like 60 degrees, and I was like, oh man. But you know, I got to do what's good. And so I'm looking at it all, and I'm like, I feel like I'm really just surviving and getting by. You know, I'm merely just eating what I need to do and like doing the bare minimum of what I need to do, which is what I need to do. With schoolwork, I'm not really getting too much into stuff that I need to do in advance, which is a horrible habit of mine. What's new? But and I've also looked at it in a spiritual sense. Am I just doing what I need to do? St. Paul spends a lot of his time, as he wrote in his epistles, he was spending time in jail for proclaiming the gospel. And if I'm going to look at this as like the COVID jail, per se, maybe I could look at it through his eyes a little bit. I'm reading through his letter to the Philippians right now in some of my spare time. And one of the lines that struck me was, yes, and I shall rejoice. That's Ephesians 1:19. Such an interesting line. The man is spending time in prison for proclaiming the gospel, which he could have spent so much time just wailing and crying and spending time just saying, forget it, I'm following you and you land me in jail. Like, what the heck? That's the ultimate what the heck. I'm doing what you want me to do, yet I'm going to jail and suffering for it. But yet he looks at it in a different way. He sees where God is working in his life and where he is intimately spending time with the Lord, even in a prison cell that's probably much smaller and much grosser conditions. But yet he writes some of the greatest works that are in our Bible. You see, I also reflect back to March and April when the pandemic was really going around, and there was a lot of fear going on. What the heck is going to happen? Why am I at home? Can I even go outside? I was like, can I even go, to Quick Trip down the road? Is it safe? We don't know, and we still really don't. We didn't know then. We don't really know now. Maybe we'll know a little bit more. And I've once public masses got canceled for a few months, I was like, what the heck? And I kind of felt like this attitude of, I've been following what I believe is God's call in my life through. It's just going through seminary and pursuing the priesthood. And yet, here I am. You kick me out at spring break, and I don't get to go to Mass. I can go to confession, but I can't go to Mass. I can spend time in adoration, but I can't really go to Mass. I can't do things. I can't be with the community at the House of Formation. And I really was kind of scrunched into this attitude of, look at what I'm missing out, look what I don't have. And it just turned in on myself, and it was brutal. And now I'm kind of seeing this as a second chance. I mean, this isn't the most ideal conditions at all, for the fact that, I didn't mean to get COVID, and I don't want to be here, but you know what? I have COVID and I'm here. God is still here. So I challenge each and every one of you, whoever's watching this, in the midst of enjoying the fun moments, in your lives with your people, your friends, or your family. Like, I'm spending time with the other COVID inmates around this place. we're watching a lot of The Office right now and spending good time with them, but also finding that time, intimate time to spend with sacred scripture and prayer and the rosary. Spending time in silence with the Lord and seeing where He is working in our lives and what He's trying to teach you. The moments that you're in and your situations you're in are there for a reason. It's that God is teaching you something, or maybe testing you. I don't know. Maybe both. I don't know. I'm not God. Thank goodness. I figured that I would wrap up at least a vlog and just kind of call it good, because if I don't, if I just I'll just keep adding days and days, oh boy, this video might be 30 minutes long and it will be blah. So I'm shortening this up a little bit and consolidating it so I can get it done and publish. I still haven't gotten any better at talking to a camera that's set up on a tripod in front of my vanity in my COVID jail. But this is part of my life in COVID jail.